A very good morning to all of you. Myself, Professor Dhaval Chandarana, and as we know that we are continue on our unit number 2, Information Technology Act, in a part of cyber law and ethics subject. Guys, we will discuss so many things in form of a cyber law and ethics in throughout this video lecture, and I hope you are clear all the doubts which we are discussing in this throughout this video lecture. Guys, we will discuss all the terminology, basic thing, basic definition as well as basic example which is mentioned by the GTU syllabus, and I will try my best to clear your all this topic with a specific example and with a specific some of the theoretical concept. Guys, we know that we will discuss a Information Technology Act in this particular unit, and in previous lecture we will focus on electronics data as well as on digital signatures, and we know that how a digital signature is take a really important part in a cyber world. So guys, if you have found any kind of doubt or if you not clear anything regarding a digital signature, please previous watch all this video as well as watch a previous specific digital signatures video, so you can easily clear about how a digital signature take a part in a specific cyber world, as well as how we will create a digital signature for authorizations or authentications communications. So guys, today we will discuss some of the another 2 points of a unit number 2 known as cybercrime and offenses, and last one we will discuss a network service provider liability. Means if someone want to start a business in form of network delivery system is known as a network service provider NSP, then what are the limitations should be provided, or we can say a liability in form of cyber world. So guys, we will start with the cyber crime. As we know that what is a cyber crime, first we will discuss and then we will go to the depth of different types of cyber crime. So guys, a cyber crime is a criminal activity that either targets or use a computer network, or a network devices. So as the definition itself suggests that it should be an activity through which a people will be targeted through a computer or maybe a computer network or maybe a network device, in any of them which should be taken targeted with some of the people, or we can say unauthorized people who can access a computer system or maybe a computer network or maybe a network devices. So it is known as a cyber crime. Most but not all the cyber crime is committed by a cyber criminals or hacker who want to make a money, because every cyber crime it's not for the money and not for the only legitimate or illegitimate activity. Some of the case, if it should be happen with the positive notes, then some information should be retrieved with help of a cyber crime. So a cyber crime is carried out by the individuals or the organizations. It may be a personal crime or it may be a group of activity who can make a targeted of some of the organizations or some of the richest person. Some cyber criminals are organized, use the advanced techniques and are the highly technical skilled. Other are novice hackers. So guys, if some of the users who can take some of the latest technology to take data without any kind of permissions with help of a different technical skill, so it is known as a novice hackers. Rarely cyber crimes aims to damage a computers for the reasons other than profits. Means if some of the users or some of the hackers who want to hack some informations, they just use the information for a money purpose. They are not damaging our computer data, not damaging any personal information. They are just misuse all the information for the money purpose. But on some rarely cases, some of the hackers maybe damage a system also. This could be a politically or a personals. What are the different cyber crimes is available? Now we will see one by one. First one is email and internet frauds. We know that how the email and internet fraud will be take part in a cyber crime. If some of the unknown user who send an email to our inbox, and if they attach some of the documents, if we are opening those documents or downloading those documents, then they can access our system without any kind of permissions, because in this particular file they have made some code through which our data should be accessed without our permissions. So it should be an email or the internet fraud. What is the internet fraud? Is nothing but to access our banking passwords, internet access, maybe ATM informations, email informations, and any of the things which should be take part on internet fraud. Second one is identity frauds, where the personal information is stolen and use it. Means if some of the activity should be happen with only one of the authorized person, they can take or theft this particular identity and done with all the unnecessary activity with help of identity frauds. Theft of financials or the card payment data, as a previously we will discuss. If some of the person who can access our banking informations, ATM card, credit card, debit card informations, and through which they can perform online transactions, transfer money, and all of this, it is take a part of our financials or the card payment data. Theft and sales of corporate data, it should be happen with self, because if you want to read some of the websites, if you want to find some information, and if you want to read complete data, first we will need to register ourselves in this particular informations or particular website. For that we will provide some basic informations like email address and first name and last name. So the third party websites can sell our personal informations to any of the corporate world, like a banking system, like some of the call center, and through which they can contact us and found some data with help of a third party websites. Cyber tax terrorism, it is a demanding money to prevent a threatened attack. Means they can access our computer system, they are encrypted our data, and for if we want to read or retrieve some information which are stored in our computer system, we want to spend some money and found some software, found some key through which they can earn the money. So it is a cyber terrorism. Ransomware, it is the latest one which is really high prominent data or high prominent antiviruses which should be happen in real world. Ransomware attack, it is a type of cyber terrorism, because if a ransomware should be happen in our personal system, then all the data should be converted into the encryption form. If we want to retrieve or read this particular information, then we want to spend some money to a specific email address, to a specific bank account. So after the payment, they can provide us some of the software link. Maybe they provided, may not be they provided, it is not sureable. So for that, we want to take a part. If we will download some unauthorized websites, then please be sure that the website is legitimate or not, because lots of ransomware attack, it should be happen with unauthorized or legitimate or unlegitimate websites downloads. So if we want to download anything from the internet, first we verified that a particular website is legitimate or not. If they can provide all the security regarding our data, regarding our downloads, then please download all the content. If a download should be not acceptable for your system or harm your system, it's maybe a ransomware. Cyber hijacking, it is where hacker mines a cryptocurrency using resources they do not own. Means they can build our system, and through which they can purchase a cyber cryptography attacks, or through which they can purchase a cryptocurrency. It is latest in a virtual money in nowadays. So it is one of the attack they can use our system, and for that it is a things or technique through which they can purchase or earn a cyber cryptocurrency. But it is not a legal one in all over the world. Cyber repugnance, where hacker access government and companies data. Guys, I think these things should be read in newspaper in previous 1 to 2 years, your Aadhaar card data should be leaked, or some Aadhaar card data information will be leaked by a government, Indian government. So it is one of the attack through which hacker can directly access a government server, and a government server have lots of personal informations like Aadhaar card informations, voter card informations, license information, banking information, and all the thing should be taken in a single server. So if some of the hackers or group of organization who can successfully access those servers informations, so they can getting lots of information which is really misused by those organization, and we want to pay for this. So it is a cyber peonages. It is a government or company's data. Now we will see that a classifications of cyber offenses. The increased rate of technology in the computers has led to the enhancement of Information Technology Act 2000, because nowadays a technology is always increased day by day. Uses of technology is also be used by a day to day, and a internet activity should be a booster on every day. So for this, the converting of the paperwork into the electronic records, the storage of electronic data has tremendous change, or we can say vast change of the scenario of the country, because nowadays we want to move our paperwork into the electronics record due to reusability of record, due to storing purpose, due to historical use. We want to convert a paperwork into the electronics records. Like lots of things nowadays we will convert into the digital media, digital transactions, e-commerce, and lots of things. Offenses is nothing but a cyber offense are the unlawful act or unnecessary activity which are carried in the very sophisticated manner in which either the computer is tool or the target or both in a cyber crime usually includes. What is the offenses in cyber offenses? As a previous slides we will discuss on a cyber crime, when some of the person or a group of person who can use it or maybe can target to computer system, computer network, or the network system, who can access those data without any kind of permissions with help of a computer system. So it is nothing but a cyber offenses. First one, it is the unauthorized access of computers, which is discussed, it is known as a cyber offenses. So first one, it is an unauthorized access of computer. Second, data digging, means getting the informations without knowing his or her personal informations. Then viruses, we can discuss in form of ransomware. Theft of computer system, it is one of the things which we will discuss in identity theft. Hacking, maybe we will take part in phishing. Denial of services. Denial of attack or denial of services is nothing but they can busy our system with a unlegitimate request. So our system will not identify that a particular system will be accessed by some authorized persons or unauthorized persons. Then logic bomb, it is also take part of attack in form of viruses and worms. Trojan or attack, internet time theft, webjacking. Webjacking is means take a part to downloading some unauthorized users as well as unauthorized data without any kind of permissions, like a free of movie, free of songs, free of software, and all the thing. It is take a part of webjacking. Email bombing, Salme attacks, and the physically damaging a computer system. So guys, it is the thing which we are discussing in form of cyber crime offenses, who can help to computer as a tool or as a target. Now the offenses include in the IT Act 2000, we will discuss previously, it is the example of crime which should be helped to create form of a computer. Now what are the different offenses is included in form of IT Act? First one is tampering with the computer source document, it is take part in IT Act. Second one is hacking with a computer system. All the things which we are mentioned in this particular slide, it should be take a part as a IT Act rules. Third thing, publishing of information which is obsessed in the electronic forms, means if you want to take some information through any another website and we will publish in our websites without any kind of permissions, so it is also one kind of copyright crime. Then power of controls to give a directions of controls to a subscribers to extend the facilities to decrypt the informations. Protected system, we want to protect our system with help of software like a security, face scanning, fingerprint scanning. For the virus we will install the antiviruses. This is also take part of protecting system. Penalty for the mispresentations, penalty for the breach of confidentials and the privacy, penalty for the publishing digital signature certificate, false in the certain particulars, publishing for a fraudulent purposes, act to apply for the offences or the controversies committed outside this India. Confiscations, it is nothing but to retrieve informations or disclose the personal information for the money purposes. This is a confiscations. Penalties or the confiscations not to interface with another publishment. And the last one, it is a power to investigate the offences. Guys, it is the 14 things which is take a part or included in IT Act 2000 in form of cyber offences. Now the last thing which we are discussing in for the today's video lecture is network service provider, or we can say in short NSP liability. The Indian IT Act 2000 stipulates that a NSP are not liable in certain cases for any third party informations or the data made available by the ISP. If it proved that the offense was committed without his knowledge or that he had exercised all the due diligences to prevent the commission of such offenses. Guys, this is the thing which we really remember, that what are the different activity if happening in our computer network data, then we can't blame to the NSP, because some of the case NSP also doesn't know about or doesn't aware about those kind of activity which should be happening with ourselves or with happening with a network criteria. So on the IT Act 2000, they have mentioned some of the activity should be not be committed, or we can't be blamed to the NSP if some activity should be happen with our network system or with our computer system. So for that, a network service provider means any persons who provide the access to information services in an electronic form, who can provide the network through which we can access, we can communicate, we can perform some of the transactions. For example, internet service provider, or we can say ISP, cellular mobile services, customer access services, mobile satellite services and etc. They are just a provider who can provide a services for the specific required information on a positive notes. They are providing services on the both the case as per the human beings. We can want to know that if we use on a positive notes or we can use on a negative concept. So it is just a provider who can provide the services in form of businesses. If some of the activity should be happened, then we can't blame that this person or this organization who can convert our system or they can hack our system. It essentially performs two tasks to provide the access to the network and to act as an intermediary between an originator and the address with respect to any particular electronic message, because it is only the third party who can provide the services. For the communication purpose, we need to access those services, and through which we can perform our daily day-to-day tasks. According to the section 79 of the IT Act, for the removal of doubts, it is hereby declared that no persons providing any services as a network service provider shall be liable under this Act. Rules of regulations made a tribunal for any third party informations or a data made available by him if he proves that the offences or controversies was committed without his knowledge or that he had exercised all the due diligences to prevent the commissions of such offence or a controversies. Because every crime should be performed with help of internet and take part with a computer system. But guys, we can't blame those person who can provide the internet services for this crime. They are just the service provider. They just provide the services. If some of the hackers who can take help of this internet and computer system and hack our personal data or hack some organizational that informations, then we can't blame those person who can provide those services. And for that, in section 79 IT Act 2000, they just mentions the clear of all the doubts regarding NSP. First one, if a network service provider means an intermediators, means if we can use those services who can provide us services of internet, if they are work as an intermediator, then we can't blame all the people who can provide those services. Third party informations means any informations dealt with by a network service provider in his capacity as an intermediary. Means a same way, if we can communicate with another person with help of internet, for this a NSP will be not take any kind of permissions for those kind of communications, or they can't getting our information without any our permissions. So for that we can't blame to NSP for the as a intermediator if we are communicate with some another party, if we purchase some online shopping, and for that if we want to perform online payment, so we just provide the information to any of the website, and for that we will require a service or known as a internet services. So if some crime it should be happened, then we can't blame our network service provider for this activity because it is just a intermediator. So guys, it is the liability which is provided by ITAct in section 79 for the NSP. So guys, we will stop this lecture on this second point, and in this particular lecture we will discuss a cybercrime as well as different types of cybercrime and what are the different cybercrime investigation should be happen in form of classification of cybercrime. We will discuss in this particular lecture. I hope you are clear whatever we discuss in this particular lecture, and I hope you are enjoying my video lecture. Thank you so much.